probably the greatest impact will have nothing to do with the courtrooms where these cases were heard. Israel, like the United States, is not a party to the Rome Statute that created the International Criminal Court. That means that neither Israel nor the United States is obliged by treaty to enforce any warrant from the ICC. However, there are currently 124 countries that are parties, including Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, Mexico, the United Kingdom, and the mythical state of Palestine. That means, if I understand the Rome Statute correctly, should Mr. Khan get his warrant, those named would be subject to arrest if they were to enter any of the 124 party countries. While any state in the Union can petition another state to extradite a criminal from another state, they must be a fugitive from justice for Article 4 of the Constitution to require the accused to be handed over to the claiming state. A person charged in any state with treason, felony, or other crime, who shall flee from justice and be found in another state, shall, on demand of the executive authority of the state from which he fled, be delivered up to be removed to the state having jurisdiction of the crime. In other words, in order for the governor of New York to demand of the governor of Tennessee that I be delivered to New York, I must have fled from justice in New York in the first place. This decision in New York gives me one more reason why I should never return to the city of my birth or the state I lived in for most of my life. For those who follow the Constitution study from the Empire State, along with my friends and family members who still call New York home, I hope you understand why I have no plans to return. You may be saying to yourself, Paul, as long as you obey the law, why wouldn't it be safe for you to return to New York? For the very same reason Donald Trump was convicted, for doing something in furtherance of a federal election crime that the federal government doesn't even recognize. I've written and spoken repeatedly on what the Constitution says about how we elect the President of the United States, along with how both Congress and the states have corrupted that process. Can you not imagine the state of New York determining that such language is disinformation? And in that attempt, I conspired to promote or prevent the election of any person to a public office by unlawful means, just as they did with Trump's payment in exchange for a non-disclosure agreement. I know, I'm a small fry, and almost no one knows who I am. But do I really want to take that chance? Do I want to support a state that has fallen so far from its duty to secure our rights? As the Declaration of Independence states, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. It wasn't just Alvin Bragg or Judge Juan Manuel Merkin who turned justice on its head in New York City. It was 12 men and women who participated as well. Now, I was not in the courtroom to see the evidence or hear the testimony. Neither was I in the jury room during deliberations. However, if 60 of the first 96 jurors in the pool admitted they could not be impartial, how many did not admit their biases?